ask you a question now.
But
So you come off of this incredible roller coaster, and it's at its highest point. You're you're crisscrossing the country. You're doing things that are blowing your mind. You're being nominated. You have number one after number one. You're touring here. You're going there. Awards. Everything's happening. And somebody sucks all the oxygen out of the room. I always ask people, how do you carry forward in that moment? How do you, where does it come from in your heart to say, I gotta push through this moment. It can't. This can't be it. This can't be it. What do I do? And do you have that moment where you're like, okay, I'm gonna quit. It's over. That was it.
it was hard. It was really hard. I was still working at the restaurant, and when you experienced what I did and then you don't have it anymore and you have to go back to asking people how they want their salmon done, that's difficult. It was hard because I had to make money. I had to pay the rent. I had to pay for music because shit ain't cheap. And, nobody's doing anybody any favors. And it was really it was difficult.
Where do you go in your heart to say, okay, I've got to push through this? Because to me, people don't understand this point for artists. You're alone. You're going home alone at night. And you're sitting there and going, I'm not done. What do I do? How do we get through this? I mean, do you sit, are you sitting in the bed and then just tears start to flow out?
Oh, I cried a lot. There's just always been something inside of me. I've just always wanted to sing. I'm sorry. I'm a little bitch sometimes. I've always wanted to sing. Ever since I was a child. I started singing when I was 4. And there's just been always something there. A voice in the back of my head that just says, keep going. Just keep going. There's something special waiting for you. So that's what I do.
You just kept on pushing forward. But okay, so you're in that position. You're pushing. You're trying to do these you're doing different records right now, and you're out there just trying to make it happen.
Yeah, and then I get a phone call.
Prayer does work.
I get a phone call. That's God for you. I get a phone call from Tony Moran. I thought it was like some kind of joke. Hey, Jason, it's Tony. I got some stuff for you. Give me a call. And I hadn't seen Tony in a long time. He remixed Set It Free. His remix was the reason we went to number 1. And I hadn't seen him since. I went to his house. He wanted me to recut the vocals because he wanted to do his own thing. I was terrified. I had to take a nerve pill.
No, not you nervous.
I did. Hush. It's very nervous because I was meeting him for the first time, and he wanted to do this. So, but I hadn't seen him since. And he called me and he said, I have some stuff for you. So I called him back. And I went to his place at the time in Jersey City. And we had a great run from 2016 until 2020. We were Cookie Crunch. Our first record, So Happy, went to number one. Our second record, Say Yes, went to number one. Our third record, I'm in Love with You, went to number one. And I was back there. My whole career, even though it never stopped, I was visible again. Carl Giant did beautiful videos for all three of those records. People really responded to what we were doing. And I was the machine was the train was moving, and it was wonderful. Our last record that we did together, Perfect Bitch, it went to number 2, and I was happy. I was thrilled. I was traveling everywhere. I went to Israel. I went to Switzerland. I went to Mexico. I went to Amsterdam. I went all over the U.S. with him. It was wonderful. And then COVID happened.
Well, before we go to COVID, I want you to ask one big question.
What's that?
Talk to the people watching this and to Jason, little Jason, who had a dream, but had so many adversities to fight through. Everything you've had to face, from having to be different as just being different. You've got this different voice than everybody. You had to come out.
School.
Bullying.
School was
You went through all of
school
that.
was hell. It really was.
Talk to that kid and tell him, the same person's listening right now, that what was it like and where we are today, and tell him how it became better. But
I would
take me to that kid.
I would tell him to listen to that voice. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be real hard. People are not kind. Kids are not kind. From the 4th grade until the day I graduated, I was punished. And there were good moments of school, like it's funny because when I would sing at school, the same people that called me a faggot and like gave me shit all the time, those were the same people that would come up to me and say, you were really good. But then when the luster wore off, I was Jason the faggot again. There was this girl. Her name was Elmira. And in middle school, we were in chorus homeroom together. My name was Faggot J. That's what she called me. Faggot J. I'll never forget that. But I would tell him to listen to that voice and to believe in God, because I pray all the time. And there have been struggles. There really have been. There have been a lot of letdowns. But I've come to learn that comes with the territory. And you have to grow a thicker skin. But I don't know. It's been beautiful and glorious and terrible at the same time. It was beautiful, glorious, and terrible. There were moments of blissfulness, and there were moments of terror. Some friends of mine came to visit me right before one of my first shows with Junior. And we got jumped. And one of them ended up in the hospital. And I had to sing the next day, and I had cuts and scrapes all over me. I had to wear a long sleeve shirt. There's been a lot. And I know that people have had it a lot worse than me, but I'll tell you that everything that I've experienced has made me stronger. Like, there's nothing that I can't take now. Nothing. Come at me. I've already been through it. I've already been Jason the faggot. I've already been in A&R offices with everybody under the sun, and nobody knows what to do with me because I sound so different. I've already been on the Apollo. So it's all gravy from here. And if you want to know what is happening now, then you got to stay tuned, because we have a part 2. And if you want to hear the tea, I'm going to spill it. But for now, I say peace and love, and thank you for watching. And to everyone who listens to my music and comments and likes and requests, I say you have made my world. So thank you so much. And we got a lot more coming. So peace and love to you. And that's it.